more than 80% of my colleagues were with me. They supported me because what the Senate did was completely in breach of the rules of the Senate and the tradition of the Senate. Before you discuss a matter arising from the proceedings of a committee, the committee is asked to lay its report. The report will contain everything that transpired at the committee level and their recommendation. And then you proceed to discuss the recommendation. Now, usually this report is laid by the chairman of the committee. And the second is, in the absence of the chairman, the vice chairman or anybody nominated by him can be asked to lay the report. But in this particular instance, I think the Senate president had personal interest. I simply walked in, nobody asked me anything. And then I saw the Senate leader reading, is it a motion or whatever it was? And people were saying, but this is unusual. What is the report that you're acting on? And then they said there was something in television and something in newspapers. Is that the basis? If your members have been accused, or a member has been accused, you call on the member to explain himself, what happened, before you act. But here, you have a Senate president who decided that a resolution will be passed, and I think they took that issue in the night. And I believe they acted in a manner that lent itself to huge suspicion. And you will also notice there were two things they claimed they were worried about. The first is that they said they want to disown the statement credited to me. If I make a statement, can you disown it? I didn't say I was speaking on behalf of the Senate president. I was speaking as a senator, elected by my people to represent them. And the views I parrot are mine. And the powers I exercise are derived from the Constitution of Nigeria. Not derived. I tried to be nice when I was responding. They are not derived from the Senate President office. No. Otherwise, you can as well call any Nigerian to be a member of a committee. You have to be a senator.
But do you think declining, asking for a warrant of arrest, do you think it was, took a wrong decision? Yeah.
Let's talk about the issues.
Mm-hmm.
Because even that sort of question should have come before the Senate president. Do you think how did you arrive at this before the Senate can now debate whether it's appropriate or inappropriate? So let me conclude the first question as to whether many of the Senate were with me or not. They were with me because we were 13. Now the Senate questioned two issues. Let me say the Senate president that we don't have power to issue bench warrant. Now, the decision to issue a bench warrant, the motion was moved by Senator Ume and seconded by Senator Nwamboyi. And we all endorsed it unanimously, myself inclusive. The second is my response to the former Chief Financial Controller of NNPC, whose tenure is the investigation covers, who pointedly said to the committee that it is you people. And now I know that the Senate president said his daughter was taken by Mele Kyari and put in a, where as Nigerians we say, in a juicy position that he probably didn't merit. And so the senator, in a generalized manner, said, and you senators, bring your children. And I said, well, you guys have turned NNPC to a traditional institution where the son inherits the throne of the father. They, past leaders of NNPC, they all have employed their children, their uncle, their cousins, their in-laws into various aspects of NNPC and put them in different positions. If they carry out the payroll of NNPC, you will find that they've almost turned the top level to a family business. And I said, frankly speaking, are the children of senators not Nigerians? You can only make an issue if you give them a job they did not merit, they are not qualified for, and you didn't follow the right procedure. But somebody told me that the Senate president was taken without, not through a regular interview, not through the normal. But if that is a problem, that is not the reason I will be there and somebody will accuse me. And so this I tell you now, if I then reacted in the manner that I didn't say the Senate says you are a thief. I did say the Senate says the the NNPC is a house of thieves. So how can the Senate disown what they didn't say? That is not their resolution. I spoke as a person, and if somebody think I have injured his reputation, there are legal means. This same Senate president is on record, and those records are everywhere, where he advised us or remind us that when the committee sits, it's like the mini Senate sitting. The chairman exercises the power of the Senate president. We have the right to issue bench warrant. And the good news I will forward to you is that somebody who has read this thing, many people who have commented, have somehow, I don't know how they have this record, of all the people who have been, with the Senate had issued bench warrant from time to time, previous Senate, based on the express provision of the 1999 Constitution as amended, of which the Senate president can decline to exercise his powers. It will be up to him. But he cannot pronounce that what is in the Constitution is irrelevant, nor can he lecture any senator about procedures. And I told him this.
So,
so now, you asked me a question whether I thought it was appropriate to issue bench warrant. Yes. It is appropriate because in framing the 1999 Constitution, which gives the Senate these powers, not the rules of the Senate, the 1999 Constitution, I think the framers of the Constitution rightly anticipated that there may be people who may be unwilling to honor summons. And the oversight function of the Senate is at the heart of the responsibility of Parliament to check and check the Constitution. It doesn't even allow the Senate president to nominate anybody who is in the ruling party. The chairman of that committee must necessarily be a member of the opposition. That is what the Constitution says. Why? Because I'm sure in the thinking of those who frame the Constitution, and I believe rightly, is that to ensure checks and balances, the opposition should produce the chairman. Prayerfully that the opposition will want to hide whatever the government of the day wants to, will expose whatever the government of the day will